About 2 weeks ago, we made a video about this whole JAMB results thing and all of that. That out of 1.9 million students that registered for the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board examination, that out of that number, that about 1.5 million students scored less than 200, over 400. Now, that is considerably very, very poor. That is to say that out of that 1.9 million students, that only 500,000 scored above 200, and even out of that number, only about a few percentage of persons scored above 300 over 400. And now this raised a lot of concern. It raised a lot of debate, arguments, opinions, and comments on the social media from Facebook to Twitter to TikTok. A lot of videos was going on, and the height of it all was when we heard that a certain student in Lagos took her life. A 19-year-old student took her life because of the poor results that she got from the JAMB score. Now, this is alleged. It is not yet proven that that is actually what killed her, but that is the news that we heard. Now, if this is true, and then a lot of students coming out making videos that saying that they knew what they wrote in the exam, and this cannot be their result. Very poor performance of many students that in past years that they have been writing this exam. When you compare the results with the ones they have been writing before, they scored above 200, close to 300, and then all of a sudden, and you know that when a lot of people start complaining about something, then it means that there might be a truth in that which they're actually complaining about. And right now, the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board has come out to state categorically that it was a system error that caused this massive failure. That out of the 887 JAMB centers we have in the country where JAMB is written, that 157 out of that number that they experienced technical glitch, which resulted in this massive failure. And the JAMB has gone ahead to apologize, stating that it takes responsibility of what has happened, and that they are going to rewrite the exam for these centers, this 157 centers that are affected, and then they are going to make sure that this doesn't happen next time. And in making that speech, the JAMB head, like, he cried, and it raised a lot of emotions and all of that. Now, in reacting to this video, like, this is not coming likely to everybody. Not everybody accepted that, stating that what has happened cannot even be reversed. It is possible that there are other students that are not even in that center that are affected by this technical glitch. And now, what happens to the girl that has lost his life? That what happens to the trauma, the pain, the hurt that the students that have toiled day and night in order to prepare for these exams, and at the end of the day, that they just have some kind of trauma in the name of result. Now, this has raised a lot of concerns, a lot of people complaining, and on the other hand, some other persons are applauding the JAMB head, the JAMB officials, for taking full responsibility. That this is one of the few times that we will have a government agency or a government official coming on live to take responsibility for a fault in the system that they operate, and then this calls for applause, and they are celebrating the JAMB for doing what they do. However, some people are not taking it lightly, calling for the suspension and even the total removal of the JAMB head, and that the total overhauling of the JAMB staffs and the whole lot of that, being that this is a gross mistake that shouldn't even be taken lightly. Well, guys, like, what is your thoughts about this? Because it's actually a lot. Like, it's actually a lot. Like, you can imagine in that you can imagine yourself in that shoes, that you are a student, that you give your best for something, and after everything, you just failed woefully, not of your own cause, but because of the system failure that happened. And then, assuming the JAMB has not come out to state this apology now, a lot of people are going to be blaming the student, that it is because the students nowadays are no longer serious in education and the whole lot of that is why this massive failure. But now that JAMB has come out to state that it takes responsibility for this massive failure, that it was not totally the student's fault, but it was the system failure that caused this. Now, I wonder what those people are going to say. Well, guys, so what is your take? What is your thoughts? Like, what do you think about this? I'll be in the comment section waiting for your thoughts. Don't forget to like and share this video, and I'll see you in the next. This is Gist TV.